I've worked for a lot of big corporations, really big corporations, and they frankly make a lot of very simple marketing mistakes. In this video, I want to talk about the 7 marketing mistakes that big corporate businesses make, how you can compete with them, and what your advantages are by staying small. Remember, a lot of your business relies on taking money and attention away from not just your direct competitors, but other options. I think there's a big misconception that these huge corporations know what they're doing. So one of the first big mistakes is big, broad, generic values and mission statements. Corporate businesses have a habit of rebranding every sort of 7 to 10 years. It typically happens just before or just after a buyout. And then they say, well, these are our new corporate brand values. And they'll say integrity, openness, and honesty. They pay a branding company hundreds of thousands of dollars to come up with these brand values, and their C-level executives all sit around jerking each other off going, oh yeah, that's a very, very good, this is who we are. Like, you literally could not have chosen anything more bland and boring and mainstream. And the reason that corporate businesses like to choose bland and boring and mainstream is because they have shareholders hate risks, but with that, they really don't take any big stances. They don't come up with anything controversial. They hate the idea of pissing people off. And what you can do is choose something hyper specific, go after a market, piss some people off, make sure that they don't want to work with you, and say something along the lines of, we only help videographers who use Nikon DSLRs to get stand-up speaking gigs. You need to have values that separate people out and polarize. Another big one, employees and team members don't know what they do. The amount of times that we've done kind of a corporate marketing report or gone through each member of the team and we've said, tell us what KCOM does. People will go, we're a telco company, we're a hosting company, we're a broadband company. Depending on who you ask, they will each give you a different answer. And that's not a good thing. That's bad, okay? But it happens a lot. A lot of employees aren't entirely sure what the company does at large. You as a business are better off having every single member of your team know that all you do is help, people who shoot vlogs on Nikon cameras get stand-up speaking gigs, and you know that nothing else matters. Next up, this is a big one, jumping on bandwagons with things like memes and trends. It screams of, frankly, older, middle-aged men desperately trying to be relevant and trying to say, well, we need to attract the youths of today.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Instead of creating an identity for themselves and attracting people, they try jumping on bandwagons and using that bandwagon in a very, very vain attempt to capture some kind of audience. Whereas we, as smaller businesses, we are a part of those subcultures and we're able to create those kind of memes and trends because we're in them. We don't jump on top of them, we're a part of them. Another classic mistake they make is listening to too many people. A lot of corporate businesses have a habit of doing market opinions and open crowdsourcing, as well as doing things like focus groups. When you listen to 1 million people, 500,000 are going to say one thing and 500,000 are going to say another. The more people you ask, you're not better informed. Instead, what they should be doing is focusing on their brand values and saying, this is what we want to be known for and this is what we want to go out for. Are we known for that? When you listen to too many people, that's both internally and externally. There's no leadership. A lot of businesses ignore the massive changes in work habits. There's absolutely no reason to work 5 days a week from 9 to 5 for the sake of it. There's also no evidence to suggest that a 5-day working week is more productive or doing 5 days and 2 off. I know businesses that do 4 on, 3 off, 4 on, 3 off. There's a lot of different combinations that we have. Flexible working hours and flexible working conditions are the future, and big businesses can either jump on that, understand it, and get the growing pains out of the way now, or die lacking a key person of influence. I've met a lot of CEOs of big corporate businesses, and I have to say, collectively, they've all got the personality of a jar of paint. I actually don't have a problem with big corporate businesses. I don't have a problem with their products and services. I like Samsung, I like Microsoft, but someone needs to be standing out there as a really good leader and a key person of influence in your business. Otherwise, you have the collective audience of exactly the same demographic. So by having a key person of influence, like I said, Bill Gates is another great example of that, who is someone who is visionary and thinking, I want to change this world, I want to change the future, and to be a key person of influence and kind of put some of their voices on the line rather than having a job for the sake of it. Most importantly, ignoring content marketing. There are so many massive corporate brands who could do some incredible content marketing. Xero, for example, has a podcast, a very good podcast. There is so much money spent on microsites and domains and events and paper-weighted marketing. And I'm like, you could pay someone to create 2 years worth of podcast content and begin to reach out to an audience and educate them. And that's a massive advantage that small businesses have if they're not willing to give away information. Any other classic corporate marketing mistakes? Let me know in the comments below. Sorry, I gave a bit of a bashing there to a few people. I'm not having a go at anyone. I just kind of think that there are some big mistakes that businesses like that make. They need to make a change, and if they don't, they're going to end up dying. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let me know if you know of any more classic corporate marketing mistakes, and if you've got any examples down below, that'd be hilarious. I'd love to see them. I've probably got a couple of videos either side here as well. Thanks very much for watching. In the meantime, if this was useful, please go ahead and click subscribe. I produce new video content like this every single week, and in the meantime, I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching.